Fudge is going to teach you about positive and negative. Positive reinforcement is very powerful. If you're walking down the street, you walk past, say, Boots. You look down, £20 note. Cool, right, great, lovely. I'll give that to charity later because I don't want anybody accusing me of stealing. Been there before. And what have you been rewarded for? Pardon? Looking, picking it up. There's one specific behaviour that I know you've been rewarded for. That's why I said we're going to give it to charity, yeah. We did check there weren't any little old ladies looking a bit bepuzzled and like, oh, I've lost some money. You have been rewarded for looking down. How do I know? Because for the rest of your trip round town, your head will be down looking for £20 notes. The next time you walk past Boots, what will you do? Because the more £20 note fairy might be there just throwing them out. It's a new reward system from Boots, you know? Now, so it's really powerful. The problem being that we can reward the wrong behaviours. And he is demonstrating for us quite nicely how easy it would be to reward the wrong behaviours. If he nuzzles me and I scratch him because I know what he's saying to me, he's saying, I would like some attention, please. What does he learn to do? Nuzzle me. Quite simple. He's saying, hey, two legs, give us a cuddle. If I cuddle him, the next time he wants a cuddle, how does he communicate with me? By pushing the buttons that say, give me a cuddle. Fair enough. Basic, simple, elementary. You ever got the horse that you stood there and he butts you in the back and you turn around and go, stop it, you're a bad boy. Oh yeah, I'm terrified now, I've been really told off. Or does he actually just learn to give you a nudge so that you can turn around and stroke him on the nose? This horse has clearly learned that this is positive reinforcement. Oh. Now, behaviour is tiny. We're not going to do big stuff. We're not going to do huge things that make a great spectacle. It's not about a show, it's about what the horse does. He took half a step towards me and you all knew what it meant. Communication. Your goal, I would guess, is to know what your horse is thinking. And for it to understand you and to work with you. A better relationship. The point is, are you prepared to listen to what it has to say? Can you pay 100% attention to what is being said by the animal? Boy. Now he's having to figure this out. Fudge is 3 years old. He is a little show pony who is pretty much perfect in every way, yes? Apart from, he doesn't have any manners and he won't stand still. Now, he's 3 years old, and the reason we've started with him this evening is because I want you to understand it's about learning. He doesn't know about standing still. He's a 3-year-old pony. 3-year-old ponies don't stand still. He's going to want to explore this environment. He's going to want to wander around. He's going to want to get attention. He's going to want to get all this fuss. Yet for 5 minutes, he's been stood pretty much dead still. Can you notice that? Are you a trainer? So you stood that still, he's not even moving. No, I might just go back and reward that. Are you a trainer that can notice the glass half full or half empty? Does your horse's performance depend on your mood? Oh, he's such a good boy today, I had a fantastic time. You little shit, I don't know, give him a bloody good on tomorrow. Yeah, you've been there? Of course you have. You're only human. Okay? The power of positive reinforcement is that it says, this is what I want. Good. He said, I can do this lesson all night. You come in here, big fella, and give me a scratch. Okay. His destination, what we would like for him to be able to do, is for his owner's daughter, who is 10 months old? In a couple of years, to be able to show him in hand. How lovely a goal is that? And I'll tell you why. Because we've got 2 years to work with the behaviour. We don't have to get it done by next week. We wouldn't expect the 9-month-old child to come in here and lead the horse round. Of course, we've got to give it a couple of years. It can't even walk yet. But this young horse doesn't know how to stand still because it's never been taught to. Yeah? He's bright, he's active, he's perfect. You can ride him, you can do everything with him. I think you just put the saddle on and off you went, yeah? All he needs is education, learning, teaching. Standing still pretty well. Now, the problem with positive reinforcement, people go, well, I can't stand doing this for the rest of my life. You don't have to. If you've ever taught a Labrador puppy to sit, what do you use? A chocolate drop. Do you give it a chocolate drop for the rest of its life, every time it sits? Of course not. You'd have the fattest Labrador in the world. So what you do is you begin to reduce the number of times you say good, well done. You stretch out the length of the sit. Maybe it only gets a sit. It gets its reward when it sits. You put its leash on to take it for a walk. Maybe it only gets a reward when you actually take the leash off to let it play. Sits before you give it its evening meal. It sits, you give it a pat on the head. They're occasional reinforcements. What we use positive reinforcement at the start is lots, excessive amounts of it, to say, yes, standing still gets you rewards. Does this horse know that? No, because otherwise he would have done it previously. What he's been doing is nudging and pointing and doing this and turning around, and the owner is going to stop it, pack it in. No, don't do that. And rewarding, moving round. Now he thinks he's training me, and that's fine by me. You know, if he thinks he's training me, great, he's going to keep working harder at standing still. Our problem is we don't necessarily see behaviours like standing still as being behaviours. He's trying harder. I'm really standing still. Now this is where you would start with it. Actually providing information. And that's all your job is as a trainer. Information. What works, what doesn't. He doesn't move the foot. And this is what you need to do with it. How many of you show your horses, hands up, who would go to a show or a class or that sort of thing, yeah? Have you ever taught your horse to stand still? No. Quite often we go to the show, we've taught them all to walk round, trot, do the jumps, and then we have to stand outside. All right, I'm coming. Now what I need to do is just wait for him to put his head back straight again. And give him the reward for it. Good boy. You've got to teach your horse to stand still. Because you go in the show class and you've got to stand there for half an hour. Yeah, if you saw someone stood in here, I booked the arena for an hour, what are you doing? I'm teaching them to stand still. You'd think they'd gone bonkers. But we need to teach the young horse, standing still is something you need to do. Something that I'm going to ask you to do. Something that you're required to do for me. You ever seen two people come out of the show ring? Oh, he did that judge, I don't like him, he's this, he's that, all that sort of thing going on. The horse is stood like this, 10 minutes, and then it moves to have a bit of grass. Pack it in, you're just misbehaving. They've missed 10 minutes of good behaviour, which they could reward it, go, good boy, well done. But most importantly, with a beautiful young horse like this, is to have a plan. We have a vision of what we'd like to do with him. Yeah? If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know when you get there? Yeah? How do you know when you're going to get there? You don't. So we continually move our goals just a little bit. Well, he could stand still for a bit longer. He could stand still a bit more perfectly. He could do this. He could do that. He doesn't put both feet together correctly. He hasn't done this. 3 years' time, he still isn't perfect. What we have to do is have a vision of where we're going, what we're going to see when he actually gets there. We have to train Imogen, the daughter, so that she knows how to handle the horse. Great time to do it when they're just starting to walk and that sort of thing. Teach her patience, teach her to work with this horse, and they will teach each other everything they need to know about life. Look how still he's standing. Is he doing better at standing still? Cool, blimey. Quit where you're ahead. The demonstration's over. Yeah? Good boy. And it's that tiny. Now he's going to do it. What would he do? What would I do if he bumped into me and he kind of nuzzled and he was in that? Two things. Either I'd say it's a bad day for teaching him to stand still, and I'd teach him something else, movement, walking, or I'd just let him work through it and say, that isn't working. And he's trying to, well, if I give you a little nuzzle, will it work? No. So I wait, he's taking his head away, then I give him a scratch. Communication. Standing still is what works. Are there any questions about fudge? It's very simple, very basic, but it works. Positive reinforcement. You may never move him again, sorry. He's beautiful for a 3-year-old. What an open book. He gives you that try. This pony is open to being abused by somebody because he tries so hard to do the right things, but he's a pony. They're quick to think, they solve problems, and his good nature could let you push him around and force him to try and do things. Call him stubborn, call him taking the mickey. And that's what not is going to happen. What is not? That ain't going to happen now. Because the owner is keen enough to say, that's what we want to do. We want to get a pattern, we want to have a plan, we want to reward the good behaviours. And he's a horse, lovely. He loves a scratch, reward him with a scratch. Do you want to come and get him back? Good boy. It's catching the try to reward it. Okay, so just stand there for a second. If he stands still, just give him a rub. He's looking at me thinking, how do I go over there to get a scratch? Okay, let him sniff that when he takes his head away, as he will. Give him a scratch. Oh, same rules apply, he goes. Cool. Okay, now, just step away, step back away from him, let that line just go, and just walk back over there till you get to the end of the line. Lovely. You can give him a little scratch there, he came to you. You don't want to be pulling around on this all the time. Just reward these little behaviours. Good boy, well done. Take another step, go away from him, start heading for home. Good. Give him a little scratch when he brings his head up. It's quite natural, he's going to sniff. Are you going to go pull your head up and do this now? In this environment, let him do it. Good. And then just walk off, head for the gates. No, I'd really like to speak that here. I'd like to go back over here. Now it's interesting because now is the decision time for the trainer. And do I want to pull on this horse to make him come with me? Am I making it so that I'll just stay here, let him have a sniff, and then he's going to come in a few moments? And this is where it becomes art, not science, to decide, okay, give him a little scratch, keep going. Just give him a little scratch there and walk for the gate. Off you go. Walk, 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 walk. Positive, like you're going somewhere. Like you're going somewhere. You've got Tesco's, you've got an hour's worth of shopping, and you're going to do it in half an hour. Just a beautiful little horse. Yeah? Tiny little try. Just to show you something. Now.